today's video, I want to do my list of the 15 books that I want to read in 2024. These are all backlist books. I have plenty of anticipated new releases for this year, but I really wanted to challenge myself to read more backlist books in 2024. So this entire list is books that was published last year and before. No new releases on this list. Now let's get right into it with book number 1, which is a book that I want to read in honor of a YouTuber. That YouTuber is Jennifer Brooks. I don't know if you guys watched Jennifer's channel, but really unfortunately, she very unexpectedly passed away the beginning of January. And I was a recent subscriber to her channel. I only found her within the last few months, but I had been going through and binge watching all of her videos because she had such a different perspective. The book she read was so different. The video I actually found her channel through was her reviewing 3 nonfiction historical books, which is so not anything I would ever have picked up. Like, those books is not something I would have picked up on my own, but something about it pulled me in to click the thumbnail and I was hooked. She has such a way of speaking and such an intelligent voice. And when I seen the video posted on her channel announcing that she had passed away, I was shocked and I just did not believe it. It's just really sad because I feel like she was such an intelligent person and she just had something so special and different about her voice. And so the first book that I want to read in 2024 is Romantic Outlaws by Charlotte Gordon. I will go ahead and leave all the videos of her that I am talking about linked in the description. But the video that she recommended this book in was nonfiction books that were based on Mary Shelley. And if you guys have been watching my channel, you may know that I have recently come into a Mary Shelley love and fascination, and that was another thing that I really connected to with Jennifer. Was she also loved Mary Shelley. This book that Jennifer recommended looked like one that I would really enjoy. So I do want to find myself a physical copy so I can read this book and annotate it. And I do really recommend, if you guys have never heard of Jennifer Brooks, check out her channel and maybe give some of her videos a watch, because I just really feel like she had a perspective on BookTube that I had never seen before. Like, her voice was so unique and different and special, and it's really sad that we will not see any more from her. One of Jennifer's friends on BookTube, and I will pop her name up on the screen and leave a link to her channel in the description. I know that she will be co-hosting a readathon in honor of Jennifer, so that's another way that I feel like I can show my support, is joining in on this readathon whenever they give the dates and everything for it. So I will leave that channel as well linked in the description. The next book that I want to read in 2024 is Patricia Wants to Cuddle by Samantha Allen. This book looks very strange, very weird, and I'm super into those sort of books. I've seen very mixed reviews on this one, but I really have a feeling that this is a book that is going to work for me, so I'm going to try to read it in 2024. The next book I have my sights set on is When Things Get Dark by Elena NOS. Elena NOS is the editor, but this book is actually a collection of stories written by many different authors, all in honor of and inspired by the writings of Shirley Jackson. I absolutely love Shirley Jackson and her writing. I love that this book is probably gonna have a lot of those same vibes and atmosphere that Shirley Jackson's books do. The next book is Elena NOS by Claudio Pinheiro. This is a translated work. I don't know a gosh darn thing about this. The only thing I know is that it is following an older female protagonist. I really love and adore books that are following older female protagonists. The next one that I want to read from, it's mostly the author. I want to read any book within this author's backlist. This is a recommendation that I've seen from one of my favorite booktubers, one of my friends on BookTube, and that is Emily Good. She has recommended this author many times. The author that I am talking about is L.M. Montgomery. Emily recommended, well, she did a reading vlog on her channel reading Emily of New Moon. I do really want to read Emily of New Moon, but I think I may start with Anne of Green Gables. I feel like it is her largest, like, most popular work, so I feel like I might start there, and then I will dive deeper into her backlist. Also, if you guys are not following Emily, I will leave her channel linked in the description. I really, really highly recommend that you guys check out her channel because she is such a warm, light, positive, uplifting presence. She is so genuine and sweet, and honestly, when I watch one of her videos, when I click on one of her videos, she just instantly makes me feel happier and brighter because she just feels like a ray of sunshine. So if you guys want to find a booktuber that will just instantly make you feel happier just by their sheer personality, I really want you guys to please go check out Emily's channel. She's just such a lovely human and soul, and I feel so incredibly lucky that I came across her. And why am I getting so emotional in this video? I think from that first one, it just really started me off feeling emotional, and here we go again with the emotions. But yes, please check out Emily's channel. She's such a beautiful soul, a beautiful, pure light of a human, and I want you guys to please check out her channel. The next book on my list is The Library at Mount Char by Scott Hawkins. The majority of these books on this list I really don't know a ton about, but they've either been on my TBR for a long time. This is one that has been on my TBR for a long time, and the only thing I really know about it is that a lot of people describe it as being very weird, and I really love speculative, like, weird fiction. That is something I want to very much lean into while I am picking up books in 2024. I really want to try to lean more into that which I know I love. Okay, the next book on my list is The Awakening by Kate Chopin, and this is a classic, and the reason why I really want to read this one is because of the book Mary by Nat Cassidy. All throughout the book Mary, there are quotes by Kate Chopin from The Awakening, so I really want to read this one that is a little piece of this book. The next one on my list is The Fisherman by John Langan. The trend here is I don't know anything about this one, but I would like to check it out. It sounds like it's gonna be weird, and if you guys know of any books that you would describe as weird, or you've heard anyone else describe as weird, that's like my #1 buzzword. So please recommend me all your weird books out there, and I would love to try them out. The next one on my list is Jackal by Aaron E. Adams. I requested my library to acquire this audiobook probably like 3 or 4 months ago, and they did, and I never ended up reading it. So that just makes me feel really bad, but not really though, because right after they acquired it, like, there was so many holds on it. So I feel like I did a service to the library and to my library system by requesting them to purchase the audiobook because clearly other people wanted to read that. The next one is another book that I've seen pitched as very weird, and that is I'm a Fan by Sheena Patel. I know that this book was longlisted in 2023 for the Women's Prize. I really did want to read the Women's Prize long list last year, and I wasn't able to do it last year, and I'm thinking about, do I want to challenge myself to do that this year, because I think that would be a really fun challenge. I did end up finding one of my favorite books of 2023 through the Women's Prize, and that was The Bandit Queens by Perini Schroff. So this one, I'm a fan. I know it is maybe a commentary on like parasocial relationships, and I feel like there's like a theme of obsession in this book. I mean, is that obvious from the title? It looks like it's going to be my brand of weird, so I'm going to try to read that one. The next book is Homesick for Another World by 𝚲𝚃𝚃𝙷𝚃. One of my goals last year was I wanted to read all of 𝚲𝚃𝚃𝚃𝙃's backlist, and I did. I read all of her novels. This is her book collection of short stories, and I do really want to check that out. The next book is another classic, Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. I also feel like this is a classic that pretty much anyone I've seen read it has tended to enjoy it or rate it highly. So I feel like there is a really good chance I will like this one. The next book is The Watcher by A.M. Shine. I was recommended this book in the comments of one of my videos. I think it was one of my recent book haul videos where I talked about how much I love books that are set in the forest or have like sort of like a fairy tale, magical, speculative, like witch sort of living in the woods vibe. And I was recommended this book, The Watcher by A.M. Shine, because it is also set in the woods, and that really intrigues me, so I'm definitely going to try to pick up that one. The next book is The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. Now, oh my goodness, I have wanted to read this series for the longest time. I feel like everybody has already read this series and they either like it or they don't. I've seen very polarizing views on it, but I really want to try it out for myself and see if I will like it. I also really want to challenge myself to try to get into science fiction in 2024. I feel like I may really enjoy science fiction, and so I want to start with this series and finally be able to check this series off my TBR. The final book on my list of my 15 backlist books I want to read in 2024 is actually another science fiction book, and that is Dead Silence by S.A. Barnes. I have been also wanting to read this book since it came out, and I know I have seen Danny Dabbles read and enjoy this one. Also, Leandra from Leandra the TBR Zero. I know I have seen Letty from the Eerie Fairy Tales also really enjoy Dead Silence. So I feel like all of BookTube is telling me I need to read this book, and so I don't know why I have prolonged it this long. That is all of the backlist books that are like at the very highest priority of those that I hope to read this year. There are so many more books, of course, that I really want to check out this year. Of course, there's a ton of new releases as well, but I really wanted to try to feature more backlist books on my channel this year and not feel so pressured to read all the new releases. I'm definitely challenging myself and to limit my new releases this year. Thank you for bearing with me throughout this video. I know my energy is probably a little bit weird. It's been a while, like I said, since I have done a full like sit down video. Goodness, it's almost been a month since I've done that, and I feel a little bit odd coming back on the camera, like I need to get used to it again. So thank you for putting up with my energy in this video, but other than that, I will see you guys in my next video.